Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous.
Okay, I'm gonna look. Hi guys, it is Father's Day, June 19th, 2022, and boy do I have an update for you, and that rhymed. Excuse the mess and everything, we're just getting over COVID. So I need to clean the entire house because you know things build up when you're sick and you're not able to do the dishes or laundry and whatever else. So I'm about to do that right now. But before I do that, I wanted to give you guys a really quick update. So since my last video, which hasn't been released yet, things are out of order and I apologize. For everyone else, the video that you guys saw last week was the update that me and Elijah have COVID. However, I've been filming videos behind the scenes that are going to be out of order about getting my IUD out in our TTC journey, so you guys don't know that right now. So in the latest video I did on our TTC journey, I talked about how we had COVID and how I was tracking ovulation still. So since that was filmed, I believe I recorded that on like maybe Monday or Tuesday last week. So since then I've continued to track ovulation, and I wanted to show you guys that I think I got my first peak. So yesterday I took a test and the app read it as 0.59 concentration, which is considered high, and that's the highest concentration that I've gotten so far. We originally planned to try to conceive in July on our honeymoon. Since my peak ovulation was yesterday and we don't think that it will line up with the cruise next month, we just decided to go ahead and start trying. I guess I am officially now in my 2-week wait window. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys these tests so you guys can see the gradual peak. Alright, hopefully you guys can see that, but this test at the very top I think was on the 15th, the one below that was the 16th, the one below that was the 17th. These two right here were yesterday, so this one was considered a peak. This one was later at night after I had drank a bunch of water, so that's probably why it's a little bit lighter. And then this one down here I took this morning. Hopefully you can see that it gradually gets darker up to that one in the middle there. And then that was my peak yesterday. So yeah, that is the darkest test that I've taken so far, and the app did consider yesterday ovulation, or today officially ovulation day, but yesterday was peak day. So yeah, I'm not sure if we will get pregnant on the first try this month that we're trying, but yeah, we are officially trying. And I have high hopes that we will get pregnant soon. I don't know if it'll be this month or not, but we both seem to think that for some reason, whatever reason, that it will just happen fast. I'm not really sure. So I'm going to maybe keep tracking ovulation just to see if it does go any higher, because I've never tracked ovulation before now, and I'm not really sure. It seems to be fluctuating quite a lot, and I'm not sure if that's just because I've been on birth control for 6 years, or if my body just likes to fluctuate in LH. I am not 100% sure when I would typically ovulate in a cycle. Like I mentioned in the first video, I can oftentimes feel ovulation pain. I haven't been tracking base body temperature or BBT or whatever, mostly because we just had COVID and I had a fever anyway. I haven't had a fever in a while though, probably like 5 days. Yeah, I haven't been doing that. I've only been tracking ovulation, but I've never tracked it before, so I'm not really sure what my body's gonna do, especially after 6 years of birth control. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep tracking, and then in about 2 weeks or maybe sooner I will start testing pregnancy. So I'm gonna keep an eye out for symptoms and track those, and I will hopefully be able to record and keep you guys updated every step of the way, because I think we're both really hoping that even though it's our first month trying, that it will work. That's my update, and it's probably the biggest one yet. I'm sorry that these videos are all out of order and you saw the video of us having COVID first, but hi guys, today is June 21st, 2022. I just wanted to give you guys a really quick update. Yesterday, for some reason, I've been feeling like some sharp pinching pains in my actual uterus, mostly on my right side. So I'm just kind of noting anything. It might not be anything, I don't know, but I'm just noting all of my symptoms. I'm still getting over COVID. I am mostly over it now. I'm on day 5 of steroids, and the only symptom I really have left is a little bit of congestion and sinus drainage. So that's really the only thing that I have left. I don't have any other symptoms. I feel pretty good, and although I sound a little bit bad, I swear I feel almost back to normal. So I wanted to also show you guys the tests that I did yesterday and today. They're both around the same concentration, and I'll try to put a picture up of my app somewhere over on the screen. But basically my ovulation concentration, the LH, went like woo. So there was like 0.1 and then 0.2 and then 0.4 and then 0.6 and then 0.4 and then 0.2 and then 0.2, and then it just keeps going down. So even though the concentration wasn't really that high, the app still considered it to be high, and I think that would be considered a peak. Pretty sure that I ovulated on Saturday, early Sunday. I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but I did feel some weird sensations yesterday, so it might be a little bit early considered I was only like 1 DPO, but we'll see how that goes. And I have some other things to share as well, but I'm going to show you these tests first. Okay, so this test was 1 DPO, and I think the app measured it at 0.2, and this test was this morning, and the app measured it at 0.24, I believe, so still within that range of the 0.2 concentration. I think it's just going to keep leveling off until my period comes, or I test and see if I'm pregnant or not. And sorry about this and my nails and everything else. Since I've had COVID, I've not been keeping up with my nails, obviously, and things like that, but I do have plans to get them redone eventually. I really don't want to do that like too close to the cruise, because I plan on getting a specific set for the cruise. So yeah. So also last night I was looking at some announcement ideas for close family and friends, and I wanted to get something for Elijah because I know he's probably already gonna know, like, depending on what my symptoms are. Like, I've already told him that I had the pinching sensation and things like that, so I think he'll already be clued in and have a hint before I even tell him. But I wanted to go on some private website that's not Amazon, so he can't see what I've ordered, and get some things. So I will try to put some pictures somewhere on the screen showing what I got. But I got 2 onesies last night. One of them is for Elijah's announcement, and I think it was upgraded from dog dad to human dad, so I got him that because we have Mila and we also have cats. I also went ahead and I did the cousin announcement because we had talked about how we wanted to announce to Jake and Alyssa that we're having a baby, so which is his brother and my brother-in-law. So I went ahead and asked him which one he liked best, so he already knows what that one looks like. But I'm still trying to figure out how I would want to do like different announcements for like my parents, his parents, grandparents, things like that. And then I'm pretty sure I know what I want to do for like the social media announcement, but I haven't bought the onesie for that yet because I don't even know if I'm pregnant, and I would like to like customize that onesie. So that would be like after we got our first ultrasound and everything, probably at 12 weeks, and then I'll see if I can get an ultrasound picture to go with the other announcements that we're going to do with friends and family. So yeah, I'm kind of like hesitant to test before the onesie comes in because I know it's going to be insanely hard to keep that from Elijah if I know that I'm pregnant and don't have the onesie to announce. So I'm hoping that that comes in sometime before I'm ready to test, because technically I could test like next week. So I would be, I think I'm like 8 or 9 DPO like beginning next week. So I could test, but I don't think I want to officially test until the onesie comes in. But I know that LH can kind of be a predictor of pregnancy as well, and I've been testing every day to see, like, just to confirm where my ovulation is, because I've never tested ovulation. So I feel like that could be also a dead giveaway for me, so I might stop testing around like the very end of my cycle and just kind of wait and see when that comes in. I'll have to look at the shipping and the tracking and see what day it's estimated to be here. But yeah, that's my update, and I think I'm gonna keep tracking ovulation just to confirm that that was my ovulation date, and also confirm that the bleeding that I had earlier this month was actually my first period, considering it was only like 4 days and my period usually is like 5 to 7 and much heavier than that. So yeah, we're gonna see, and I guess I will keep you guys updated. Yeah, that works. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel for another update. It is June 23rd. It is a Thursday. I am what I believe to be currently 4 DPO, and that's based on the very short period that I got immediately after my IUD removal and the app that I'm using, which is Pre-Mom, I believe. Yeah, Pre-Mom. So I haven't really been updating because I am seriously doubting whether or not these symptoms that I'm feeling are real. And even if they are real, it's likely just my period symptoms coming back, because I do remember having some relatively severe PMS symptoms when I did have a menstrual cycle. So they could have changed, they could have gotten worse, they could be different. I really have no idea because it's been so long since I've had a menstrual cycle. So I'm kind of just not getting my hopes up and just kind of attributing my symptoms to that, because I was having some pelvic pain mostly on my right side at 1 DPO and 2 DPO and a little bit into 3 DPO. I have been having some minor pain on the left side, but then last night I had some like overall like twinges in my uterus. It's kind of like a pinching, like pulling pain, but I know it's way too early for implantation unless I've got my DPO wrong, which is very possible. But I just am having a very hard time believing that we would get pregnant the first month, especially my first month off of birth control in 6 years. So I have been logging the symptoms, but I've been very hesitant to attribute them to pregnancy, even though like some of the symptoms are classic 2-week wait symptoms. I'm not really sure what to think. Like my brain is kind of going in between, like it could very well be that these symptoms are all lining up with early pregnancy, and it also could very well be that these symptoms are lining up with a menstrual cycle, which I haven't had one in a very long time, like a full one. So yeah, I feel like my brain is very split, and it's like sometimes I'll have moments where I'm like, oh yeah, we definitely, like I definitely feel like these symptoms could be attributed to pregnancy, like we could get pregnant the first month we try. And then the other times I'm like, there's no way you could get pregnant the first time you try, especially the first month off of birth control in 6 years. Like it just, there's so many things that have to happen for you to get pregnant. Like everything has to align perfectly. It just seems so random to me. Like everything has to happen so precisely and at the right time and like perfectly, that there's like, it just seems like way out of reach for us trying on the first month. So I've also been feeling very like quick to anger, like very irritable, and that could also very well be a PMS symptom. But like 2 DPO, 3 DPO, for some reason I was just irrationally angry. Like every little thing was like irritating me. I don't know. Also, I've been having a lot, this is gonna be TMI. If you're watching a 2-week wait video, I mean, you're likely to know that you're gonna encounter some TMI things. But I've also been having a lot of CM. So, which obviously is out of the norm for me because I haven't ovulated in 6 years. That's been my symptoms. I've not really been noticing anything else other than increased appetite. So, which again is way too early for implantation or any like HCG symptoms. However, 2 DPO, 3 DPO, and like a little bit this morning, way increased appetite. Like I've been craving specific things, like cereal, for example. I've been having so much cereal, and for some reason, like out of nowhere, I will just become ravenously hungry, and I feel like I need to eat like right then. And I quite literally ate like a massive plate of food the other night. And then I've been snacking a little bit more too. But then this morning, like I feel hungry, but it's like the type of hungry where you've waited a little bit too long to eat. and now you're just a little bit nauseous. That's kind of how I feel this morning. Again, probably just PMS symptoms, because those are all like things you can also experience before your period, and my period is estimated to come on July 3rd, which will be ideal if it does come that day. However, my cycles tend to, before I was on birth control, they tended to fluctuate quite a bit. So sometimes they would be 28 days, sometimes they would go way longer than 28 days. My period never came on the day it was supposed to. If I had like a big event coming up, like for example, our honeymoon is the first week of July, like we're leaving on July 8th. If I knew that I had a big event, then my period would always delay. Didn't matter how many days it needed to be late, it would come on the day we left. So I wouldn't be surprised if I wasn't pregnant and the PMS symptoms are just gonna drag out until I get my late period. That would be my luck, honestly. As far as testing, I haven't done an ovulation test today because I am 99% sure that I already found the peak, and I'm already having like I'm already having like PMS symptoms. So I'm pretty sure that I've already ovulated, and considering my cycle is supposed to be here in like 10 days, I'm pretty sure that I've already ovulated. So I went ahead and stopped wasting tests because I was taking one every day, and the trend already peaked and then went back down, and then all the tests that I were taking like in the more recent like past days have just been the same concentration. So I went ahead and stopped doing that. However, I will be, I think, taking my first pregnancy test of this cycle on the 29th. So the 29th is going to be Wednesday. It's a little bit less than a week from today. And the reason I'm doing that is because I went to CVS and I got some clear blue line tests as well as some digital tests, and they will detect within 4 days of your missed period. So 4 days before you expect your period. So that would be 4 days before I expect my period. Also, Elijah has an appointment in Knoxville that morning, so he will be gone. So I think I'm gonna try to test that morning, and hopefully the stuff that I ordered for an announcement will be here in case I am pregnant. But I don't want to test early and have to like fight with seeing a line that's not there, and then maybe have a slight inkling that I could be, but I can't tell Elijah, and just like, you know, I don't really want to do that. I don't want to put myself through that. So I just would rather test like when I know that there's like a definite answer, which I know 4 days before is still early to test because it could be less accurate. But if there's a line, it's going to show up. So I'm just going to wait until then and keep logging my symptoms. I would just rather there be like no question in the answer that I get, because I am a chronic overthinker, and I know that I will stare at the test until it is too old to look at and judge properly and see a line and freak out. So I'm just not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep logging my symptoms, and I need to take my prenatal, and I need to eat something because I am feeling nauseous. Other than that, I don't have any other updates. I will try to keep logging the symptoms, and hopefully I can do like a bigger video, like where I kind of like narrate the clips that I've been filming the past couple of days and kind of just go into more depth explaining. Also, I've been feeling like out of breath and a little bit still congested. However, I'm just getting over COVID too, so I think that's what it is. And obviously at 4 DPO, I don't think that I would be feeling like anything. So maybe closer to like 6 DPO or 7 DPO, I would take the symptoms a little bit more seriously, but I have a feeling it's probably just PMS symptoms. And it's my first like full cycle, so that's what I have a feeling that it is. And I'm really hoping that if I'm feeling the symptoms now, the PMS symptoms, that my period will come when it's supposed to, and that the birth control has kind of regulated that. That would be a dream, because I really, really don't want to have my period on the cruise. And if I did get my period on the 3rd and it lasted 5 days like they typically do, then I would be done with my period by the time we left, which would be chef's kiss. Also, I could be ovulating on the cruise, which would also be chef's kiss. Which is what we planned from the get-go. But like I said, I don't have very much faith in my period coming when it's supposed to, so Yeah, we'll see how that goes. We'll see, and if I am pregnant, then that's gonna be fun to do on the cruise ship. And the car ride there as well, because I know I'm gonna be very nauseous, and that's not gonna be fun. Also, I'm not gonna be able to drink if I am. But, yeah, we'll just see, and I guess I will keep recording updates as needed, and hopefully do a really nice compiled video for you guys. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Hi guys, I wanted to give a quick update because I feel kind of dumb. So today is Sunday, June 26th. I am officially 1 DPO today, I believe. I had been doing some tracking of ovulation and recording my symptoms and things. I previously thought that I had ovulated on Saturday the 18th, like a week and 1 day ago today. That I don't think was the case, and the reason for that is I was unsure of how to read the ovulation test. So I'm pretty sure that I read the ovulation tests wrong the first time that I thought that I ovulated, and that is because I had an LH spike, but it wasn't what was considered a peak. So I had been reading them as any concentration that is higher than the rest of the concentrations as a peak. That is not the case, and I was mistaken in reading the ovulation strips. The ovulation test strip, the test line actually has to be as dark or darker than the control line, which I was unaware because I've never tracked ovulation before, and for me there was just a little bit of a learning curve, especially considering this is our first month actually trying an off birth control. So my body is doing some weird things right now. So also what I had previously considered to maybe be a period, my first one back from birth control, I think could have been withdrawal bleeding. So I had been on birth control for 6 years prior, and I got my IUD out on Tuesday, June 7th, and then I started experiencing bleeding on, I believe it was that Thursday. I started spotting on that Thursday, so 2 days later on the 9th, and then I continued to bleed for the next 3 days. So I stopped bleeding on the 12th, and I haven't bled since. And then I had an LH peak on the 18th, which I thought could have been triggering ovulation. However, the concentration that I got on the 18th, I believe, was like 0.36 or something like that. I'll have to insert some pictures of the Pre-Mom app so I can show you what that test looked like. I have it here as well, but I will show you on there as well. And then I was testing ovulation for a few days after I got what I thought was my peak, just to be sure, because like I said in the, I don't know if you guys will see the previous clips, because I thought I was like 3 and 4 DPO when I hadn't even ovulated yet. So I was kind of like tracking basically pre-ovulation symptoms, which I haven't had a cycle in 6 years, so my body is trying to work itself out and get used to not being on birth control and start a cycle again. So I am experiencing some weird symptoms, but they're not post-ovulation symptoms. They're not like 2-week wait symptoms. They were pre-ovulation symptoms. My cycle returning back to normal is what it was. So yeah, I'm officially 1 DPO today, I think, anyway, because I would consider the test that I got on the, I think it was the 25th, or maybe the 24th, cycle day 15 was my peak. Today is cycle day 17. So actually, about a week later, I got an actual peak. So on the 24th, I actually skipped testing on the 23rd because I was like, oh, I'm just wasting ovulation strips and I've already hit my peak and I've already ovulated, so I'm just waiting for my period or to see if I'm pregnant, and you know, there's no need to keep testing ovulation. However, I kept experiencing some weird symptoms, which I now know was like my cycle evening out and like pre-ovulation symptoms. So I went ahead and I did an ovulation test strip, and it was like wildly positive. Like way darker than anyone that I've ever taken before. So that I know was like my actual LH peak. And because I've heard that sometimes your, like, the ovulation test strip can pick up, like, if you're like pregnant, like early pregnancy, I thought maybe like maybe I'm like giving away that I actually could be pregnant by taking the LH test strip and it coming back wildly positive. So then I took a pregnancy test and of course that was negative. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I need to do some more digging and like try to figure out what's going on with my hormones, my body. So I did a little bit more research, which I should have done from the get-go, but I did a major deep dive and started looking into all kinds of like information and videos of other people tracking their ovulation and everything else, and turns out I just had 2 surges and one was the actual peak. So, which I think is probably pretty common considering it's like my first full month off of birth control in 6 years, so my body is just trying to figure out how to regulate. So I'm gonna show you my tests and I'll show you what I mean about the first peak that I thought I had and then the actual peak. Okay, so here is my little piece of paper. As you can see, IUD out on June 7th. I started testing ovulation on June 15th, and this strip was actually, it read it kind of dark, but it's definitely not peak. I noticed that 0.2 was kind of like my baseline in here. And then June 18th, which was what I thought was my peak, it was 0.59, which is darker than the rest of these, but it's still not as dark as it could be. And when I was looking back, like, at the Premom app and my testing strips, I was like, I think it's kind of odd that my period isn't expected until, it said July 3rd was my expected period, but I was like, why would I ovulate on cycle day 9? That seems like super early, because I do remember, like, previously when I was having cycles, I would tend to get ovulation pain like right in the middle of my cycle, which makes way more sense now that I know I ovulated on like day 15. So that makes way more sense. And also, coming off of birth control can delay your ovulation, as well as like recovering from COVID, which I'm doing both of. So I'm doing both of those things. So I continued to go ahead and track because I thought, you know, looking back, I was like, that seems odd and it doesn't match up with the symptoms I remember having before. So I had tracked ovulation all the way until June 20th. And then I tracked ovulation on the 21st, but I don't know where that test went. And then I tracked it on the 22nd, and these were all like consistently the same. I did have a little bit of a surge here, like it went up to like almost 0.6 and then 0.4 and then back down to 0.2. And then I went ahead and I took another test, and that was this one. So this one right here is the one that I took on the 24th. It is as dark as the control line. It can be darker, it said, sometimes to get a positive, but I took this first thing in the morning. This is the same day. I took 2 that day, but this one's lighter. I had missed the concentration of LH that would have made the test line darker than the control, but as dark works for me anyway. I took this just to be sure later in the day, and it was a little bit lighter. So my LH had peaked at some point, like in between these 2 tests, or maybe like right out here. And then this was the 25th, and I believe it was reading this, it read this at like 0.83, and it read this at like 0.6 something, and then this one is this morning, so this was, I think it was like 0.36 or something like that. I'll have to put a picture of the Premom app in there somewhere to show you guys, but as you can see, this test right here is way darker than this one right here. And yeah, I did a second test just to confirm that that was actually the peak. But yeah, so this is why I was so confused about what was happening with my cycle, because like I said, I'd never tracked it before, and sometimes the app reads like some of these lighter tests as higher concentration, even though I can't really see how it would be darker. Anyway, that's what's been going on. I felt after I recorded all that stuff, like tracking my symptoms, thinking that I was like 3 and 4 DPO, I just felt like really dumb, because, you know, like I should have questioned like at what point in my cycle I was and everything, and I should have done a little bit more research about like the withdrawal bleeding and everything else. But I think I'm probably not the only one that has experienced a learning curve in this, considering I'm doing like instead of like the tests that just give you like a smiley face or whatever, like telling you when you're fertile, I'm like manually having to read each line and everything just because it's the cheaper way to go about doing it. But yeah, I think I've officially found the peak. So today is the 26th, so I am 1 DPO. We are trying this month, and I won't be able to test until like right before we leave for the cruise. So let me see here. 2 weeks from peak LH would be July 8th, so that's the day that we are driving to the port to leave for our cruise. And then the 9th, so our departure date for the cruise, is actually the end of my 2-week wait after ovulation day. So I can test, I think I'm gonna start testing around 9 or 10 DPO. I know probably the earliest I'd be able to see would be 10 DPO, so I'll probably just wait until 10, but sometime between 10 and 12 DPO I will test, and I won't even be home for days 11 and 12, so I probably will test on the 7th. I had ordered some things too, and I did an update clip before this one about the onesies that I ordered, because I don't know when we're gonna get pregnant and I want to have them on hand so I can tell Elijah. And then I went ahead and bought the cousin one because me and Elijah were already talking about that one. But I did, I think, get an email from the owner of the Etsy shop where I ordered the father onesie from, and she was confirming my address because USPS is like funny about our address. So that one has already shipped, so I'm gonna have to try to avoid Elijah figuring out that it's here. I think he will know, but I might just like see if I can go grab it before he does from the post office, because I don't think he'll open it if it's like addressed to me, but I don't want him knowing that it's even here. So, and I'll have to bring it on the cruise unless I can test on the 7th and actually see something. I don't know. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. So the father onesie has already shipped, so I'm really glad about that, because hopefully I will have that before I'm able to test at 10 DPO. I don't know when the cousin onesie will be here, but we're not planning on telling anyone until probably 8 weeks along, I would assume. We want to get an ultrasound and everything like figured out before that anyway. So, and then we won't, I'm really excited actually if I get pregnant this month to do like a Halloween themed like fall baby announcement, because it'll hopefully be around like October, November when we're 12 weeks along, so that we can do like a little 1-year anniversary and pregnancy announcement photo. So that's gonna be really cute if it happens. I don't know. I'll try to continue tracking my symptoms in my 2-week wait, so I'm officially 1 day into my 2-week wait, and just seeing like how I feel. Like I was saying in the previous clip, I don't know if you'll see it because it's like I was wrong about my symptoms in my ovulation day anyway, but I was talking about how like I don't want to confuse myself and like trick myself into thinking that what I'm experiencing is pregnancy symptoms or like very early pregnancy symptoms, when it could just be my cycle evening out like it was before I even ovulated, and you know, my period coming back for the first time. Like there's a chance that we might not even get pregnant, so it's like I don't want to like trick myself into thinking that the symptoms I'm experiencing are pregnancy related, and then I just like convince myself that I'm pregnant or anything like that, because I know like so much has to happen for you to get pregnant, so like everything has to align perfectly all at once. So I don't know, like we haven't been like tested or anything like our fertility, you know, fertility wise or anything, so I don't really know how easy it will be for us to get pregnant. So we'll see. And like I said also in the other clip, I don't want to try to test too early, and like I have really bad line eyes, so I don't want to like try to test too early and think I see a line, maybe I don't, try to convince myself I do, and then, you know, I don't want to do that to myself. So I'm just going to wait. And I also did buy a big pack of those clear blue tests, like the actual like good ones. I bought a pack of 4, so it has 2 digitals and it has 2 lines, and I can test up to 4 days before my missed period with those, 5 days before your expected period. So I think that works out pretty well for testing on the 7th. So that is about a week and 3 days from now. So yeah, Other than that, I don't have any other news to share. Elijah and my brother are out buying a motorcycle right now, so I'm in the house by myself. And I'm gonna keep tracking symptoms and hopefully do a 2-week wait video for you guys. Maybe compile my symptoms and then, you know, kind of go over my video clips. But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching this update. Hi guys, today is June 28th. It is a Tuesday. I'm 3 DPO today. I wanted to track some of my symptoms even though it's way too early for implantation, so I'm just tracking just general symptoms that I'm feeling because they could be PMS symptoms. So I'd like to know like what my general PMS symptoms are now that I'm off birth control, so I know like if we don't get pregnant this month, for future reference, what my PMS symptoms are versus what my pre-pregnancy symptoms could be. So I will say that 1 and 2 DPO and actually today, so for the past 3 days I've had headaches, which it's not atypical for me to have a lot of headaches. However, I haven't been having headaches since I got my IUD removed. So this is the first time that I've had a lot of headaches like in sequential order, like multiple days in a row, for the first time since I got my IUD out on the 7th. So that's a little bit weird. Could be a PMS symptom. Also, I've been much more tired lately and I had a little bit of an increased appetite, craving like sugary things like cereal. I've been eating a lot of cereal. And I've also had some breast tenderness. Excuse my mac and cheese cup. I am taking my prenatal and some pain medicine for my headache. We're about to go to Belk to get Elijah some clothes for the cruise, so that's why I am dressed and ready to leave. He is coming back from the DMV from taking his motorcycle test, his motorcycle license test, and he's gonna pick me up and we're gonna go in my car to Belk and go shopping. But anyway, I've been having a lot of breast tenderness, and I think that is more of a PMS symptom for me because my breasts are sensitive all the time. That might be a TMI thing, but like I just am very sensitive to like touching them and everything. So I don't know if that's like an autism thing because it's more of like a sensory like feeling that I don't enjoy, but they're like painful sensitive for the past couple days, and it's just gotten gradually worse. It's mostly like on the bottom, so it's not really like an all over thing, but I mean the first day it was kind of like an all over thing, so I don't know really what to make of that. I do remember that happening during my cycle when I did have a menstrual cycle, so it could just be a PMS thing. But yeah, they're much more noticeably sensitive today than they were the past 2 days, and like even like putting a bra on is kind of painful, so I'm not really sure like what's going on with that, but I guess I'll just keep tracking symptoms. I'm kind of hesitant to test on 8 DPO, but some people, like when they do the line progression, they will test on 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and just see if the line gets stronger. I definitely want to continue testing after my first positive just to see if the line gets darker, because I'd like to know if HCG is still accumulating and the levels are rising in my body. But I'm not really sure if I really want to test on 8 DPO. I think the earliest I'd want to test is 9 DPO because a lot of people will get their first positive on 9 or 10 DPO, and I really don't want to take one on 8 and then be like, no, or maybe think I see something and not be able to say anything because it's not really there. So I think I'm going to test on 9 DPO. I think I remember in my last clip talking about testing on the 7th, on July 7th, and I think that's 10 DPO for me. So I might be able to test on the 6th, but that's like a week from today, so I'll just keep tracking symptoms and see what's going on with me. Also, this is going to be, this 2-week wait thing is going to be TMI, so if you don't want to hear weird bodily symptoms, then skip ahead or just skip the video entirely. But I feel like I've been going like flip-flopping between constipation and diarrhea. I don't know if it's something I ate or if it's just my hormones being weird. But also yesterday I had a little bit of a backache. It was like the muscle on my right side of my back was like really tense, almost like I slept on it wrong, but it's fine today, so I'm not really sure. And I had tracked some other things, like I had some cramping yesterday, mostly just from like going to the bathroom. And also I had, on ovulation day, I actually had some really sharp ovulation cramps,
like way sharper than anything I've felt so far off of birth control. So I don't necessarily know if I remember them being that sharp and specifically targeted whenever I wasn't on birth control before, but it was specifically my right ovary, and it was enough to make me like double over. Like, it was sharp. So I'm relatively sure that ovulation day I ovulated sometime around then. I don't know whether or not to be hopeful that we got pregnant on the first try, or like, I know it doesn't happen for everybody and it's totally normal to have to try for a couple months, but I don't know. Elijah seems to think that we got pregnant the first try, but I'm not really entirely sure. I don't want to like get my hopes up, so I'm not really holding out hope that we got pregnant the first try, but we'll see. I tracked my mood and I tracked some of my symptoms. I haven't really been tracking cervical mucus because I'm not really like good at determining like what's what. I don't really have a lot of practice or experience with that. I do know that I think I had the egg white CM before my fertile days, and there was a lot of it. But aside from that, I've been tracking my mood. I've been feeling like really like focused and like get my work done, you know, like pretty happy and calm, or just, you know, like meh, you know, regular, like fine. I haven't really been feeling like irritable or angry or anything like that. So aside from that, there's not really much else to update on. I will be, well, now that Elijah's going with me, I won't be able to check the mailbox. I mean, I probably still could check the mailbox, but I got a notification that the onesie for him was delivered. So I don't know if it's in the mailbox or if we got a pink slip and I have to go to the post office. But now that he's going to be going with me rather than me going by myself, I don't really want to check it. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, stay tuned. Guys, look what came in the mail. Okay, so today is June 29th. Today's a Wednesday. Sorry, my hair looks crazy right now. And this actually came yesterday while me and Elijah were running errands. And I didn't want to have him stop and get the mail, like to see that this was in there, but he stopped to get the mail anyway. Look how cute, look how cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, so he stopped to get the mail anyway, and he's like, what's this? And like pulls this out of the mailbox, right? And I was like, oh, that must be the cousin onesie. And he was like, oh really, that fast? I was like, yeah. So he thinks it's the cousin onesie. I didn't open it in front of him, obviously, because then he would be suspicious. But then when the cousin onesie comes in, he might still be suspicious, so I might have to keep up with the tracking and see if I can yoink that out of the mailbox before he sees it. And he's gonna be like, he might be mad that I lied about it, but I don't think he'll care, like, that I was trying to surprise him with this one, but hopefully he doesn't see the cousin onesie in the mail now, because this is the one that came first, and I wasn't expecting him to be in the car with me when it came, so yeah. Anyway, I am for DPO today. I was feeling some cramping last night, but nothing major. It kind of felt like a light, like tugging sensation, like cramping in my uterus. It was a weird sensation, but yeah, that's what I felt last night. My breast tenderness is still noticeable, but I feel like it's not as bad as it was yesterday, which is a little bit weird. I haven't really been craving anything. I haven't really felt increased appetite today. I don't have a headache today, even though my headache lasted all day yesterday. I don't feel like nauseous or any symptoms right now other than the bit of cramping last night, so, and I'm totally fine this morning, so. Not really any new symptoms today, but tomorrow is 5 DPO, and I did hear that some women feel implantation pain as early as 5 or 6 DPO, so I will be on the lookout for some new symptoms tomorrow and Friday. Friday is July 1st, so Stranger Things. I'm gonna be watching Stranger Things all day on Friday. But other than that, yeah, I don't really have any other updates. I'm still waiting on the cousin onesie, and I still have to think of a way to tell our families. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna tell my family. They're probably watching this like, oh my gosh, I got bamboozled. Like, all this stuff is going on behind the scenes and we had no idea. Anyway, that was today's update, and I guess I will see you guys tomorrow if there's any new symptoms. Hi guys, today is Saturday, July 2nd. Today is my dad's birthday, so I think I'm going to get ready and we're gonna go to dinner later. But before I do that, I'm gonna go get coffee. I think Mila's gonna come with me, and whatever Elijah needs from the store, I have to go to the store. But today I am 1 week DPO, 7 days. And last night was kind of weird, so I've been having like this cramping, like twinging pain for the past couple of days. And also like what I can assume to be like the lightning crotch feeling. I'm not really sure like how to describe that, but a lot of people who have been pregnant have described kind of like what I'm feeling, which I feel like I feel something similar when I had my IUD sometimes, so I don't know if that could be attributed to that. But last night when I laid down, I kind of like felt this feeling in my nose like I was about to get congested, you know, like that feeling like right before you like start getting sick. I don't feel sick otherwise, it's just like when I woke up I was a little bit congested, mostly in like my left nostril, which I've kind of been like still having to blow my nose kind of frequently since having COVID, so I don't know if it's like allergies or if COVID symptoms are just still lingering, because the congestion is the part that lingered the most for me. But other than that, I don't feel like sick at all. I don't have a headache this morning, even though I've been having them quite frequently. I need to edit this footage off of this SD card because I've been recording so much that it's almost full. So I need to do that. I think my official testing day, I did go and I went and I got some of those first response tests that will tell you like 6 days before your missed period, or 6 days earlier. So I think officially I might try to test on Monday or Tuesday. Monday is 9 DPO for me, and I have heard that some people are able to see a faint line at 9 DPO. If not, then at 10 DPO. I have a whole bunch of those Amazon test strips, the pregnancy test strips. I have a whole bunch of those left. I have 4 clear blue and I have 3 first response. So I think it would be okay for me to test both days, 9 DPO and 10 DPO. At least the first response ones on one of them on Monday. But then we have to take Mila to my aunt's house on Thursday, and then we leave for Florida on Friday to go on our honeymoon. So I have a lot of work to do between now and then. I need to get my nails done. I'd like to get a haircut. I thought about getting my eyelashes done. I thought about changing my nose piercing. I have to get some work done. And then we have to take Mila up to the house. So it's gonna be a lot jam-packed in the next couple of days. So I will try to update on my symptoms. Also, last night I started getting really thirsty. Like I drank like 2 or 3 bottles of water and a can of tea, like all within like the span of time I was editing, which is kind of weird. And I felt really out of breath. Like I got up from my desk to get my blanket from my bed and sat back down, and I was like out of breath, which again could be a COVID thing, like a lingering COVID thing, but it hasn't been like that for the past couple of days, so that was kind of weird. But yeah, I think aside from that, that's all I've really been feeling. I haven't noticed any bleeding, like implantation bleeding or anything like that. I could have just missed it because a lot of people say that it's like a very minuscule amount that you could easily miss, so I could have missed it, but I have not noticed any bleeding. As of right now, I have 2 days before my first test, so I will be filming that, obviously. If you don't hear from me tomorrow, then you definitely will on Monday. So yeah, stay tuned. Hi guys, today is Sunday, July 3rd, and I know I said I wasn't gonna test today, but I am 8 DPO, and my symptoms kind of got more noticeable yesterday. I've been having a lot of nausea. Also, I went and I got my nose piercing changed, and I was cleaning around my piercing, like my old one, so that she could like, I don't know, I didn't want to like go with it not cleaned, you know what I mean? So I accidentally like scratched the inside of my nose with my fingernail. Excuse my nails, by the way, I'm getting them fixed on Wednesday, but it bled a lot, like a lot more than is usual for me, and it took a while to stop. So I don't know, it is 6 days sooner, so I I think it will be okay. I don't know if it'll be positive or not, but I have been having a lot of symptoms. I'm really out of breath and I've been extremely thirsty. It has been really hot outside, but I don't know like if it's like a pregnancy symptom or if I'm just really like hot and dehydrated, but I don't. My lips have been really chapped too, and they get like that when I'm dehydrated, like after I drink alcohol and stuff. But that's kind of weird for me because I haven't been going outside very much, really. So let me read the instructions. I'm trying to hurry because Elijah's not home right now. He's at work and he was supposed to get off early today, but it is 4th of July weekend, so he is running a little bit late, which is fine. Okay, 5 seconds only. Okay. I have my sample here, my morning sample. And unfortunately I used a clear cup, so I'm not going to show you guys that. That's gross. I feel like everybody knows like how you take a pregnancy test, but I still don't want to like show that because it's gross. Okay. Yeah. Here's my test. This is a first response. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4,000, 5,000. Okay. I'm gonna set a timer. I set it down face down on the counter here. I'm literally shaking. I don't know. I honestly think it's too soon for it to be positive. But I am having a lot of symptoms, so, okay, 3 minutes, okay, 3 minutes, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I'm gonna test tomorrow anyway, like, as well. I want to do, oh, let me do, I'm gonna do one of these cheapy ones too, because I want to see the line progression. Also, I've been sneezing a lot. Somebody said one of their early pregnancy symptoms was sneezing a lot. And yesterday I literally could not stop sneezing, and that has like bled over into today as well. Along with I didn't have a headache yesterday, but I've been having a lot of headaches and a lot of breast tenderness. Like, they're so tender, like to the point where last night I was having a hard time sleeping on my stomach because I always sleep on my stomach. And they've also been feeling really full and like bigger. And also I had like a tingling sensation in my right nipple. That's probably really TMI, but I also heard that that was one of someone else's 2-week wait symptoms, like when they were pregnant. Honestly, I think it's probably too early for it to show a line, even on a first response. I feel like tomorrow probably would be the earliest, but like something was telling me last night that I should probably test because Elijah's getting really antsy and we've both been really antsy. Like we've both been like, he told me to test at 7 DPO. I was like, I cannot test at 7 DPO and nothing will show up, even if I am pregnant. Also I have a lot of stuff going on, so like with work and everything, and I'm doing a lot of stuff in the upcoming days. Like I'm getting a haircut on Tuesday. Tomorrow's 4th of July. I'm getting a haircut on Tuesday, getting my nails done on Wednesday. Then we have to get COVID tests on Thursday to be able to board the cruise, and then I'm getting a lash lift on Thursday afternoon. And then we have to drop Mila off with my aunt to watch her while we go on our honeymoon. So yeah, it's gonna be a really busy next like 4 days, and then we have to drive to Florida to the port. I have like 30 seconds left. I did the other one like a little bit after, so maybe I should wait a little longer. I have a feeling that there's gonna be 2 lines, but oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I have to hurry though because Elijah hasn't even called me yet, so he's definitely still at work. Okay, I'm gonna look. It looks negative. Well, I kind of see a little bit of something, but it mostly looks negative. I don't know if you can see that. It mostly looks negative. I can see like the indentation of where there would be a second line. I'll just have to test tomorrow because like I said, I'm only 8 TPO, and if there is a line, it would be super faint. No, I think that's negative, to be honest. I can see where like the indentation is, but there's no second line, so negative. So I wonder if I'm like just really, really early, or if I'm just like not pregnant. Let's look at this one. There's nothing there. It's also negative. Oh. Looks like it is negative. Yeah, there's like nothing there. I don't know why I was expecting there to be something. Like, I don't know. I just, maybe I've been like psyching myself out about the symptoms and stuff. But they've been getting like way more noticeable. Like, the breast tenderness is absolutely insane, and all of the other like weird 2-week wait symptoms that I've watched other people have when they got pregnant. I'll just have to test tomorrow too, because also like a lot of the line progressions that I've seen are negative at 8 DPO, and then 9 and 10 will start to show something. So I will have to see tomorrow morning. I haven't really been nauseous today. A little bit I have been, but I've been extremely hungry. Also, food is tasting so good lately. Like, that was also another thing that somebody else said was their early pregnancy symptom, was food started tasting really good, and like they were craving like certain things. And then whenever they ate them, they tasted like super good, and that's kind of like what I've been feeling. Yeah, but that's definitely negative. Okay, well, I guess I will dump this out and I will test again tomorrow. So we'll see. I was looking for a Sharpie, but I only have a green one. So I'm just going to label this one. Just so when I take the ones tomorrow and probably the next day, I'll be able to see a line progression. And I'm gonna label this one too. I'm probably gonna glue them to a page, just like I did with my ovulation tests. I don't know, something is telling me that I am. It's just too early to tell. And I don't know why. I just have the feeling that I am, which I could be wrong. Could be very wrong, and I think Elijah has that feeling too. But I would also, at the same time, would be shocked if we got pregnant the first month. I don't know. I just like, I would have a hard time like figuring out in my head how we didn't get pregnant. I don't know. yeah, it's definitely negative, and I will have to test tomorrow morning. I'm kind of disappointed, but at the same time, I know it will eventually happen for us. So if I'm not pregnant this month, there is always next month and the month after that, and so on and so forth until we do get pregnant. But yeah, I think everything happens for a reason, and if we're not pregnant this month, then it's for a reason, and we'll go on our honeymoon and we'll try again next month. Or this month, I guess, because it's July. Yeah, I don't know if when I'll get my period, or if I'm pregnant and I'll just miss it. I have no idea. It's just too early. But I'm really antsy and I want to know, like, for sure. And I even told myself I wasn't gonna test like super early and then get my hopes up and then it be negative, or just too early for there to be a positive test. But I was waiting on 9 DPO because a lot of people have said that they got their first positive test on 9 DPO or even 10 DPO. So I will obviously test both of those days and see. I'm still a little bit hopeful just because it's so early, but still disappointed. I don't know why I just imagined that this one would be positive, because I've been having so many odd symptoms that align with the other 2-week wait videos I've watched, which I've watched so many. So yeah, that's that, and I guess I will see you guys tomorrow. Also, I think I want to show you guys the letter board that I'm going to use to tell Elijah. It's the same one that I used for the announcement that I was diagnosed with autism, and I think I'm going to put the letters to say like surprise baby kingery or something, and then put his little onesie that I got for Elijah like right next to it, and then maybe like some socks and pacifier clip like next to it, and like set it up on the bed, and then maybe set the camera up like where my desk is, like pointed towards us, and then just wait for him to come upstairs to see it. But since this one's negative, I feel like he's gonna be put off the trail a little bit. Well, he will tell me to test tomorrow and the next day, I know that, but yeah, maybe he will be less expectant because this one's negative. These two are negative. I didn't expect the easy at home one to be positive. I just expected this one to be able to catch a line if there was one, which it might still be able to tomorrow. I just don't know. But yeah, I'm still having a lot of symptoms, and if they're not pregnancy, then they are definitely PMS related, because they are definitely there. So yeah. Okay, we're back. It is Monday, the 4th of July, and I am 9 DPO. So I'm going to do another test. Elijah's upstairs. So I think we're both expecting it to be negative. I don't really have much hope that it'll be different than yesterday. Set it face down. I'm gonna do one of these easy at home ones as well. I'm still having the same symptoms pretty much. I have a headache today. I don't know if it's like the heat or if it's like a pregnancy symptom or not. I've been having a lot of headaches and congestion still a little bit, runny nose. It could also be allergies because I've been sneezing a ton, like literally non-stop sneezing for the past like 3 days. Which somebody said was like one of their like symptoms in early pregnancy.
but it could just be allergies for me. I don't really have very much like hope that it will be positive today. I just feel like, I don't know, maybe my symptoms are like, maybe I'm over exaggerating, maybe they're just PMS. I don't know. It could be, I have no idea. I feel like I'll be surprised if it is, but like yesterday I was really feeling like it was gonna be positive, but now I'm just like doubting myself. So I don't know. I have like 2 minutes left and I don't know. I really don't know what to think. Tomorrow is 10 DPO, so I can take the clear blue ones, I think, because it's 5 days before my missed period, or 5 days before my expected period. It's actually 4 days before my expected period, so I think it'd be okay to take it then. I haven't noticed also, like, I remember when I had a menstrual cycle, I could kind of feel like when my period was gonna come on, and I haven't really had any like pre-period symptoms. Like usually I would feel like heaviness in my uterus, like where it was like I'm about to like get the period. I don't feel that at all actually, and I don't know if like that's just because my period's gonna be late or what, which is very possible because my period never comes when it's scheduled to. And it's already scheduled for the first day of our cruise. Like, of course it is, but it will probably be late anyway. 30 seconds. It's simultaneously a short 3 minutes and also the longest 3 minutes ever. I also have the digital ones, so I'll probably use those if it comes out positive later, not today, because I don't think that one would be positive anyway. Okay. I feel like it's gonna be negative. Oh shoot. It's negative. Well, I don't know, I kind of see a little shadow, but it mostly... No, I think that's negative. Well, then this one's definitely not going to show anything. I feel like I, again, kind of see a shadow, but it just, I don't know. I doubt, if I can barely see it with my eye, there'd be no way to see it on camera. Maybe it's just where I think the line should be. I don't know, I mean, there's no way Elijah's gonna be able to see that anyway. I don't know why it would show up on this, on that one, the cheapy one, and not this one. No, it looks wildly negative. Can I invert the image? I think I can. I feel like there's a little bit of something there. don't know. I thought for sure at 9 DPO I would be able to see something, but I don't. It seems like there's like the tiniest little line, but like I inverted the image. I don't know. I think I'm just seeing things. Like it's like really nothing there. I don't know. I think maybe it's just too early still. Like I said, I'd really want it to be like no doubt that there's like something there, but like I just don't see anything. Like if the shadow is like all I can see, then it's probably a no. Maybe I'm just looking like where I think a line should be because it just looks negative. I think that's just negative. Okay, well, I only have one first response test left, so I think I'll just try that one again tomorrow, and then I don't know if I want to waste the clear blue ones. Because these are just negative. So I don't know, a lot of people like, some people said that they got their first positive on like 11 DPO, mostly because they just hadn't tested yet. But like, I don't know, I think this month is just a no. Well, I guess I'm going to label this one and try again tomorrow. They look negative. Okay, I think if it was any day to be positive, it would be today. 10 DPO. Okay, face down. Let's do this one. Okay, so symptoms: still out of breath, boobs still hurt. I had to get up in the middle of the night 3 times to pee. I have an hour before my haircut, so I have to leave in like a couple minutes. What do you think? Final thoughts? Positive? Negative?
Positive.
Maybe positive? Last 2 were negative, so I don't know. If it were to be positive, it would be really faint. Minute and a half. We're halfway there. You want a little brother or sister? We'll see. 30 seconds. Okay, do you want me to look by myself or do you want to look? Okay. Okay. No, it looks negative. Man. I really thought today 10 DPO would show positive, but no. think I'm pregnant this month. I'm having crazy symptoms, but they're all negative. So.
It's hard negative.
Do I even keep testing?
I think at this point you should wait and see if you develop more symptoms.
Okay.
Good morning. I'm 12 DPO, and I think I am feeling period symptoms at this point because I've gotten 3 negative tests, and I kind of just feel like I'm going to start my period, but we're leaving for the cruise tomorrow, and I just want to be 100% sure before we leave. I know it's probably going to be negative. I just want to check before I leave, and I'll probably get my period either tomorrow or on the cruise, or if I'm lucky today. I know it's going to be negative. I just want to make sure because at 12 DPO, it should show up. Oh my god.